Hey, internet friends, cousins, and scoundrels. Welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here, welcome. Pull up a chair, honey, and let's have a chat. And since the algorithm really likes it when you interact with the content, go ahead and give it a like and subscribe since you're here. Now, I ain't gonna hold you. Let's get right into this. Well, folks, it appears that the circus was in town, and it was starring none other than Tasha Clown and Martell Bozo-Ass Holt. And listen, the interview was simply pathetic. It was a pack of lies, and damn lies. I thought the point of this interview was for Martell to explain himself about the Revenge P arrest. He was supposed to, vindicate himself. But instead, he got his goofy ass up on Tasha Clown's platform and made a bigger fool of himself. A fucking mess. I'm talking about taking time out of your day. Not that he's busy doing anything, but the fact that you got your ass up on a plane, Martell, flew to a different state to sit down with another black woman to bash your ex-wife. Let that sit there and soak in. Do you not see how fucking stupid you look? But let me tell you why you did it, okay? Because if you really stop and think about it, there was absolutely no reason for Martell to get his babbit ass in a plane and fly to a different state just to sit on a woman's platform and tell his story. Martell has a platform of his own. It's sizable enough. He can go live on IG anytime, day or night, and express whatever the hell he wants to express. But Martell chose Tasha Clown because, one, Tasha Clown is a woman, okay? He needed a woman to co-sign his bullshit. Let me say that again. He got his babbit ass on her platform because he knew Tasha Clown would co-sign his fucking bullshit, period. So that was by design. That was not a mistake. That was not a coincidence. It was by design. So he chose her for that main reason, number one. Number two, Tasha is also very much so male identified. She is the side chick whisperer as well, and an apologist for men who behave badly. So this was the perfect platform for him to come in and make himself comfortable and then start spewing venom, lies, and just act a damn fool on these YouTube streets. He gets his bitter ass up here and he immediately says, oh, I don't want to say anything nice about Melody. I don't want to talk about her in any kind of flattering framework whatsoever. And he immediately starts calling her bitch. And then he insinuates that she's a hoe, and all while he's saying this, he's uplifting somewhat the side chick, right? So Tasha goes, your side bitch. And he corrects her. Oh, no. She's not a side bitch. She wasn't my side bitch. She was my other woman, right? To try to give her some kind of a status. But hello, other woman, side bitch, side chick, mistress, they're all the same, Martell. There's no difference. And I believe you know that. But you want Coleslaw to think that she's getting somewhere. She's doing something with you. So he couldn't even do that, right? He puts the girl up on the pedestal only to snatch her down a few seconds later when Tasha K says about this tape. And he corrects her, oh, no, it's not a tape, it's a picture. And I don't even remember the picture. But Melody was bothering me. So I sent her a picture and I can't even remember what the picture was. And instead of Tasha pressing further and saying, okay, you sent her a picture, an explicit picture of herself and you in a compromising scenario, a private, intimate moment. What was that supposed to do? Why didn't Tasha ask that? Why didn't she ask him, what was that supposed to signify? What was that supposed to mean? No, she just leaves it right there. And then Martell goes on to say, well, Ariane got it out of my phone. You see, that was what he was going to use as the excuse to begin with. But he sent that picture to her in the heat of the moment. So it came from his phone, which is why his ass is behind bars and not Slop's. Slop was recruited. And I'll go even further to say, and in my opinion, that Destiny was also recruited. And I believe Destiny was recruited first, which is why she made that outburst at the reunion, the one that they teased us on and didn't air. I believe she was solicited to put that shit out first, but she's smarter than Slow Slop. So that's why she probably declined, even though I believe she did see it. I think she declined. And Slop had second thoughts, which is why she was polling everybody she's talked to. She polled a whole ass stranger to see what she thought about putting this damn tape out on this woman. This girl is stupid. But did Tasha K elaborate on that shit? Hell no. She didn't elaborate. She didn't try to get down to the nitty gritty. She didn't try to find out why he was arrested. She just lets it be, leave it up to chance. Leave it up to whatever you guys think. And that's not how arrests work. They don't just go around picking up people because you say so. No, that's not how it works. There has to be enough evidence to do that. And clearly, there was enough evidence to pick his funky ass up. Martell also loves to use his children as a tool, as a way to garner sympathy, as a way to try to guilt Mel into doing something. And in this case, he tries to use his children to paint him in a positive light. Now, he goes on to say, oh, you know, I'm such a great dad. I'm so involved, so involved. I go and have lunch at my kids' school. I go eat lunch with my kids. And on the surface, that does sound really admirable, right? It really does. But since we already know the backstory and we already know that Martell does not have food at that house and that Martell cannot feed those children, I believe he goes to school to eat because school lunch is 80 cents. So in my opinion, he takes his hungry ass up there to eat for himself because he's hungry. And again, he goes on to use those beautiful children again to try to paint Mel in a negative light by saying, oh, when my well-behaved, well-mannered children are with me, when I send them to Mel, they come back and they have to be reacclimated all over again because they're horrible. They misbehave. They're terrible acting children. But see, that's also the setup as well to explain why he was hitting Tank, right? Because if they come back from being with their mother and now they're ill-mannered, they're misbehaving, I have to strike my kids. I have to hit them when I normally don't. Do you see what kind of mind fuck this is? And we know that's bullshit because there's a scene, and I'm going to insert it here in a minute, where Mel had to say, I have the kids 3 weeks on. This is before the course ordered them the 1 week on and 1 week off. They were doing it by themselves, but Martell would not come and get them kids when it was his turn. That is the exact same thing Slow said. She said the same thing on that phone call with the blogger, is that he does not come and get this boy. He won't come and get him unless it benefits him. So Martell is all about optics. This is bullshit.
I have the kids for 2 weeks. Well, usually 3, because when your 2 weeks up, for you to get them, you don't want them yet. So no, I have them for 3 weeks. You have them for 2.
He then goes on to say, oh my gosh, she's trying to take my kids from me. She's trying to get full custody. When we watch Mel literally battle for months on end because you, Martell, were trying to take the kids from her and get full custody. But see, this is also the reason why if you only watch the show and you're not in tune to what's actually going on, the full-bodied conversation of what is actually happening, you don't understand what's going on. And in fact, Martell gets the better edit on the show. And this is how you can have tons of women that literally think Martell has done nothing wrong, because if they're just looking at the show only, he gets the better edit. He brought flowers at the finale. He brought flowers. He was waving a white flag, or so he claims. And Mel is just very short with him, very curt with him. And if you only watch the show, you have no context of why she's behaving this way, because you can't see it. They don't show you the full-body conversation on the show. So you don't see all of the harassing things that he's done to her. You don't see Slow-Ho antagonizing her, getting online, saying nasty things. You don't see Martell going behind the scenes, plotting to put out revenge porn. You don't see any of that shit. You just see Martell with a wedding ring on, pretending like he wants his family back, which he probably does want his family back. But you don't see all the hellish things that he has done. You don't see them. So you get all these women online caping. They got their capes out for him, and they got their pitchforks out for Mel. And we're all confused because we're like, how the hell you don't see what's going on? And I know now because, if you watched only the show, Martell actually gets the better edit on the show. He comes out looking like a victim on the show. Tasha in this interview tries to give Martell, cues here, right? She gives him a cue. Hey, what is it about you that made Melody stay all those years? Because this is your cue, Martell, as she calls it, to humanize yourself, to make you appear basically remorseful, regretful, to go ahead and give yourself a chance to explain yourself, to be the, quote, victim that you claim to be. That's why we're here, right? And instead of taking that cue and explaining what makes you a decent person, why you should be forgiven, what redeeming qualities you have, you take it and flip it. Why don't you ask Melody? Did you ask Melody why she stayed all those years? Nobody asked her. Somebody should ask her. Listen, we know why Melody stayed with you. We know why she stayed with you. She stayed with you because for her, family was a lot. It means a lot to her. That's number one. Number two, she loved your raggedy, broke, criminal ass. She loved you. And this is where, ladies, where you get into trouble when you have a Build-A-Bob type dude. When you get into a Build-A-Bob dude and you build a man up, okay, you have invested time, money, resources into this person. And this raggedy do-nothing ass dude would be nothing and no one if it wasn't for the time, money, and effort that you put into him, right? And this is why it's bad business to date potential, okay? It's bad business. And we as Black women are the only women who are taught pretty much to get a dusty out of the gutter, clean him up, freshen him up, brush his teeth, teach him how to count his money, help him go get a bank account, prop his ass up, put him on some clothes, shave him down. We're the only community of women that does that. No other community of women do that. They leave raggedy ass dudes where they are. But we are raised to go grab folks out of the gutters and clean them up. We are raised to date potential. And that's what happened here. Mel saw potential in Martell and she made an investment. And how many people throw away their investments? Especially when you got what you consider a good return on your investment. For Melody, for all her efforts, for all the time, money, and resources she put in that dude. She had him get back in school. She paid her money so that he could get the education degree that he got, right? That was her money that did that. She cleaned him up. She got his teeth fixed, okay? She told him, cut that struggling ass hairline off, okay? She dressed him. Not them tight ass clothes, but she gave him the blueprint and he went from there, okay? She instilled in him a drive, and because of all of her work and all of her efforts and all of her monies spent, she was able to get a man that she could build now something with. But she had to build him first. And after 11, 14 years, multiple businesses, multiple children, this is a hell of an investment, right? This is a hell of an investment in this relationship. So, hell yes, she fought to keep her family intact. And as a wife, I don't place any blame or any shame on that woman for staying and trying to make this bullshit work. She did everything she could to make it work. She exhausted all of her fucking options, okay, before she walked away. She had to give it up because there was nothing left to salvage. But I am not blaming or shaming her for staying in her marriage, and trying to make it work. No, absolutely not. And I think that's what endears people to Mel, because she was real about the trials that she had going on in her marriage. She wasn't trying to put on a mask and pretend that it was something it was not. She was heartbroken, and she's here on this platform. She just so happened to be on this platform, but she was heartbroken, right? And she could have easily been Tisha and Kimmy and pretend like, hey, there's nothing going on. There's nothing to see here. She could do that and cry in her closet. She could have done that. But that's not what she did. And I think that's why so many women, their hearts go out to her, because she's been so open and so real and so transparent with it all. Now, is she perfect? Hell fuck no. Nobody is perfect. Who said she was perfect? Who said it? Martell showing up with these old tired ass receipts like a fucking weirdo, saying the shit we've already heard. So what? So fucking what? The interview was about you, Martell. You. Instead of taking the time to vindicate your damn self, you took this time to bash a wife, your ex-wife, that you've tortured, that you've humiliated, that you drug out here up and down the streets, the internet streets, that you berated, that you tried to downgrade. You've taken that time, the time that you took your ass over there for, to degrade this woman. Disgusting. So there's a part in the interview where Tasha plays an old clip of Mel saying that she gave another man head some time ago. And it's an old clip. We've all seen that clip. These are very dusty, very rusted receipts, right? And then Tasha says, oh, and she kissed you with that mouth. Ew. And Martell acts like he's so disgusted by this. He can't believe how disgusting that is. And is he serious? Because he's had Slow Slut's asshole in his mouth. Her whole asshole. She gets online every chance she gets to say how much butthole this man eats. Okay? That's what she does. So how dare you get up on her and act like you're so disgusted? And not only did you come home with asshole on your lips and kissed your wife, your then wife, you kissed your children with that same disgusting ass mouth. How dare you? How dare you? How dare you? It's this kind of behavior that is just so despicable. And the fact that Tasha gave this fool a platform and was baiting him and egging him on is also equally disgusting as well. Martell, this was your time to talk about you. Slow Slut has put out so much stuff on you. She said so many things about you. She's made tons of accusations. That was your time to clear all that shit up. You could have taken that time to clear all that stuff up. But you didn't. But you didn't, though. No, instead you made a weak-ass attempt to elevate Slaw. But that was piss poor, too. Because, shit, you put her on this micro pedestal only to kick her ass off moments later.
Now, you know this clip here is going to send shockwaves through social media. So you're saying that at the time, Melody was your wife, you loved your wife, and Ariane was your other woman, and you loved her too.
Keep going.
You can't say, yes, I love her. Yes, I love her with confidence. Hell no. Hell no. And then moments after that, you're asked again, hey, what about marriage to Slaw? It's been 10 years. You get into this diatribe about how a woman deserves marriage. No, bitch, we're asking you why you have not married this bitch. And it's just like I said in my video, The Curious Case of Soured Slaw, is that married men who cheat have low and questionable character, right? They already have low, questionable character. And if you cheat with that married man, he already assumes you too have low and questionable character because you disregarded his wife, any children he may have, and the girl code. So he doesn't trust you either. And he's saying that right here. He says it right here when he says after 10 years and a whole ass baby, he has to see what type of person you are. After all that time, after a whole baby, a decade, he doesn't know you. He doesn't trust you, and he never will.
So is there marriage in the works for you and Ariane possibly? I mean, she been there through thick and thin. You don't think she deserved that?
I think every woman deserves that.
Mm-hmm.
To be married and to
but
be
it's 10 years
and
for
to
you
be
and
happy. You know, I'm not gonna say, you know, let me see how long. I would say it's been 2 years, 3 years. You understand what I'm saying? Like we just being real, I'm not gonna count the bullshit.
Okay, you saying for y'all actually being in a relationship, just the two of y'all.
You know, not even the relationship,
Mm-hmm.
It's just now that like this crazy part, I mean, now that this is over with, now our friendship can start in real life. Our friendship, our courtship, it start now. You know what I'm saying? And let's see who the real you is and let's see who the real me. Who I am, you know, when it comes to like us being cool with one another.
You know, you got your ass over here on this platform for what again, Martell? Because you actually look stupid. You look worse than before. And Slaw, this was not your big one. He made you look equally as stupid. This was a complete waste of time. For those of you who have seen it, or for those of you who haven't and have heard about it, drop down in the comments and let me know what you think about this interview. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, bet you know now.